Next up is Era.
How's my audio? Is this on? Good audio. I'm going to pass around some samples. There are two different types of products in there that I'll be telling you about today. Feel free to take one. Halloween's a little early. Hi, my name is Kenneth Lekashman. I am the founder and CEO of Era Remedies. I'm tackling one of the oldest problems, pain, specifically chronic pain, and we've heard a little bit about it from a couple of companies today. The reason why I'm working on this problem has to do with a family connection. So 11 months ago, my dad got some bad news about his type 2 diabetes. He hasn't ever managed it very well, and he has this condition called peripheral neuropathy. I was already interested in mushrooms and exploring mushrooms. I went and got a hold of one that you don't generally see in retail. I made a bomb in my kitchen. I started using it with my dad, and he went from sitting on the couch to doing as many as 10,000 steps a day, pain-free. This opened up my eyes, as someone who is young and healthy, to this world of chronic pain. And it turns out that 1 in 6 people suffer from chronic pain. There's 20 million other individuals just like my dad. And if you're a diabetic, about 50% of you will develop peripheral neuropathy. There's another 26 million US arthritis cases. And if you're over the age of 65, you have about a 31% chance of having a pain condition. And in the United States, we spend about $100 billion collectively on pain management and now opioid dependence. And I recently just wrapped up an NIH entrepreneurship program. And one of our biggest takeaways is that the emerging research on pain really emphasizes multimodal, multidisciplinary interventions, meaning not just pharma, but also incorporating meditation, diet, nutrition, as well as topicals. And doctors actually love topicals. There's a couple of reasons for that. For starters, they offer targeted pain relief. You apply it directly to the area experiencing discomfort. They have a favorable safety profile. This has to do with how absorption rates work. And they're easy to use. Anybody can put on a cream or a gel. They also offer relief across multiple types of pain, such as inflammation, neuropathic, musculoskeletal. On the right there are some of the leading topical solutions you'll find at your average CVS. You've got your menthol products, your capsaicin products, lidocaine, as well as your combination products. And at the bottom there, I've got CBD. Whether or not you think CBD is effective, everyone knows someone who thinks it's effective, everyone knows someone who thinks it's not effective at all. It opened up the door for people to think about plant-based remedies for pain relief. And so we're trying to introduce using mushrooms for pain relief. And that's with our hero SKU, Relief and Repair. This is a fast-acting analgesic, and it has to do with the novel alkaloids that are contained in this wild mushroom. It's used as needed. You put it on, you can experience relief in as little as 15 minutes. The compound muscimol from this mushroom has been studied for potentially increasing REM. And if you talk to pain patients, one of the most frequent things you'll hear is that at nighttime, when there's no stimuli, that's when the pain comes. One of our brand promises is all about precision dosing as well as lab testing. We don't just test for potency, we also test for mycotoxins, residual solvents, as well as things like heavy metals, as mushrooms are bioremediators. And from a regulatory standpoint, I'll address the elephant in the room. This is not an illegal mushroom. It's actually considered a food product, and therefore it's not scheduled. The only claim we do make on our product is that a historical tribal claim, as this was specifically used by a tribe in Eastern Siberia, and they would use it for treating things like inflammation and joint pain. This is our team. I don't have too much time, so I'm going to briefly go over it, but it is a combination of science and business individuals who have experience in the natural grocery world or have experience in the scientific community. The market we're playing in is the topical treatment market. It's currently a $107 billion market, and it's growing at a pretty aggressive rate. One of the more telling insights about why we think we've got something good is if you talk to somebody who has a pain problem, within the first 1 to 2 years, they'll trial as many as 10 different products trying to find out what works. And why is this? Well, if you also look at the interventions, including things like pharmaceutical drugs like gabapentinoids, they're at best 40% effective. It really is a matter of finding what works well for you. So I had the opportunity to pitch here last April when we were doing the psychedelic symposium. And I wanted to show some of the updates that we've conquered since that time. One of the most important ones is that we've actually outsourced our production to a CGMP certified manufacturer out of Santa Rosa. We got our very first batch this month. From there, we've also done things including getting our first repeat sale, which is always a big part of any business. And we also completed this NIH Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. What that looked like was doing over 30 customer discovery individuals with interprofessional healthcare providers. This really helped us understand who our beachhead market was and who we were going to be partnering with. We got our first product testimonial to its effectiveness from a healthcare practitioner, and we completed a 70-person consumer preference survey. This informed a lot, including pivoting from looking at OTC to looking at wellness, as well as adding a new SKU in Trio Mushroom Moisturizer, because people were curious about other things mushrooms could do for skincare products. Finally, we've completed our first 3 brick-and-mortar activations, and we're now on the shelf. Here's what our go-to-market strategy looks like. We're based out of Northern California, and we're using that as our pilot market. We're aiming by October 31st to go get 10 new brick-and-mortar activations. We've also identified a sales service agency that we really want to work with. They really understand working with independent retailers, and they understand our company. At the end of the day, we're selling skincare products here. And you know how people learn about new skincare products? User-generated content. We want to make some investments in user-generated content to help get the word out and get more product testimonials. Finally, we've started building a network of chiropractic practitioners. As through the course of our NIH program, we learned that chiropractic practitioners frequently have other streams of revenue, including reselling of wholesale products, such as supplements and over-the-counter products. And we're in the middle of preparing an entry study for a preclinical study with NIH. Right now, we're raising $300K. And what that looks like are investments in marketing, production, as well as we still have things on the regulatory and fulfillment side that we want to keep going. Finally, right now we talked a lot about our hero SKU with relief and repair cream. We've already introduced a new skincare SKU with our Trio Mushroom Moisturizer. I'm showing some of the concepts. These are not finished products. Concepts of things we think we can go from our positioning as a wellness mushroom brand. We can do other innovative formats, such as taking our existing relief and repair and putting it in a gel for a roll-on application. We can continue with skincare, doing a tremella peptide serum for a full skincare regimen. We can do other innovative formats for supplements, such as a lion's mane breath strip. It turns out if you're over the age of 55, about 30% of people have difficulty swallowing pills, and we think that will fit well for our demographic. And of course, apparel. If I've got any deadheads in the audience, who doesn't love wearing tie-dye and mushrooms? I'm going to pause here. Thank you all for your time. My contact information is here. I'd love to talk to you more if you have any questions or comments.
How unique are the mushrooms in terms of other people making a similar product?
Yeah, so other people are making products of predominantly gummies. What I'll say is there's very much a at-home nature to people working on this with this mushroom in their own kitchens. What we're trying to do is take it out of the internet and put it into something that the general public can use with some key brand promises around potency and lab testing so that there truly is a standard rather than a lot of home kitchen experimenters. But there are other suppliers out there. Most of them I would say are like Etsy providers is the tier I would say they're at.
So I'm pretty familiar with the CBD world.
Sure.
Having clients in the CBD world.
Yeah.
What is your plan to roll the educational piece out?
Yeah.
Beside this rollout? Right?
So part of that is working with that demographic of the chiropractic practitioners. We've identified them as influencers in our market. They are going to be the ones who are help educating some of those patients.
That's the key.
Agreed. When I started this, I knew education would be a big part of it. We're actually going to be doing a educational workshop masterclass with some other Amanita muscaria people who work with that mushroom at the end of the month.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Sure. So the only claim I'm actually making is right here. Is that historically the Korak used this as an extract for treating inflammation in joint. And that I can show you the evidence of where that is from. We put a disclaimer right after that. That's the only claim we're actually making on our packaging. There are many other products called Relief and Repair on the market today that are purely cosmetic. Thank you.